Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to day 8 of the Daily Creative Challenge. How are y'all doing? If you're joining in the chat, give me a shout out. I want to see your face. I want to see your name. I see Cody Bear and Sam and Sean in the chat. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Very nice. Michelle Darius. There we go. Yes. So again, I'll say it's day 8, so tomorrow is our last day. You've almost made it through, you brave exploring designer people. Top of the morning to ya. What's up? Clarissa Khan, good to see you. Claire Louise. Hey, nice hat. Thanks, Steve. Okay, so Thursday, graphic tee Thursday. Not really wearing a graphic tee today, although I guess this is kind of a graphic, but I thought I would just wear a graphic hat instead. Grumpy cat. Very nice. So if you're also wearing a graphic tee or some sort of cool graphic article of clothing, let me know. I'm into it. Okay, so if you don't know me, I'm Kathleen. I've been your host, so hopefully you know me pretty well by now. Let me get my windows maximized so we can take a peek at the landing page before we jump in. Boom. Get out of there, lower third. I guess I should do that instead. Miguel, hello, Michael. Nice to see you. It's beautiful exploring designer person. Yes, it's a great, there should be some sort of acronym for that. BIDP. That works. Red colors are good. I agree, Mohammed. I agree. Okay, so if you still want to register for the Daily Creative Challenge, technically it's not too late. You can come here to behance.net/challenge/Photoshop. And even if you're already registered, this is where you can find out what the challenge is every day. This is your beautiful landing page. So if you scroll down here, you'll see that we're going to be warping some text today with displacement maps, or bump maps as they're sometimes called, because they map out all the bumps on your image and allow you to warp things really easily. Don't have to pull any handles, mess with any meshing and warping, just a click of a button, and we're warped, baby. Monica, good to see you. Cat hat. Brilliant. Yes. And if you want to use the same files that I'm going to be using, you can click Get Started, open it up. I just have some textural kind of background images for you to play with, but feel free to use whatever images that you want to. You could even take your own pictures. If you have a cool textured wall in your house or your yard or your neighborhood, go ahead and go grab that. Okay. Richard, hello. All y'all make sure to smash the like button. I mean, if you want. It's better that you're just watching. I'm just glad that you're here. Okay, so we are going to jump right in. But before we do that, let me introduce you to Discord super duper quickly. If you come to Discord, you can join us for the chat 24/7. So this is where people are posting their work from previous days, getting feedback. I haven't been able to be in here super often the last 2 weeks, but we've had a lot of awesome mentors hanging out, like Sam and Valdair, just killing it, always killing it. Voodoo Val's in there doing some great feedback. And I see other people are giving feedback as well, like Dan is, very nice. Sig is posting their work. Very nice. So don't forget to post your work here to get feedback to make your design stronger after you're done, and then you can upload it to Behance. And I'm gonna probably upload everything to Behance during tomorrow's stream. I haven't been doing that the last couple streams because I just want to focus on the workflow, and then we can upload everything at the end. What's up, my peeps? What is up, Darius? Cool. All right, Adobe Live, loving the new icon. A new refresh, very nice. Okay, so let's jump into Photoshop. How many of you have ever used a displacement map or bump map before? Anybody? Put a little hand up in the chat, maybe a little +1. I don't know if my music is too loud or loud enough. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. I thought I had it bumped up and it was like we were in the club. Oh yeah, thank you, Sam, for posting the Discord link. You can click that one, or you can join us right here, bit.ly/psdiscord, PS, capital P, capital S. All right, so Carol has used a displacement map. Mohammed has. Danielle is Danny Joe. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. That's you. Sarah has not. Jill has. Mohammed has not used this before. Monica has. Okay, so this will be a refresher for those of you who have used it before. And if you are totally new, prepare to have your mind blown. No bumps for me. So this is just some text on a solid fill colored background. And I'm just using the normal 6x4 inch template that I've been using for the last 2 weeks. If you want to, let me move that out of the way and this out of the way. If you want to use a similar file size to me, all you are going to do in Photoshop is go to New, and over here in your preset details, make the width 6, height 4 inches. You can change your kind of denomination or your measurement over here on the right. Resolution 300 works just fine. And you'll click Create, and there you go. Oh, you've never done it with text, so you want to see. Ah. Pam is P40 on Discord. Oh, okay, cool. I love getting these connections. It all makes sense. Nice. Steven, good to see you. Okay, so we are gonna go from this to this. Ooh, doesn't this actually look like it's fabric cut out in the word Photoshop and there's like some epic wind going on? I wish this could be animated. It looks like it's already 3D and ready to go. But we're gonna go from that to that with no warping, no manual work at all. All we're going to use is this photograph to help us define our bumps. Okay, so let me start kind of fresh. I'm going to group all of this together and just turn it off. So as of right now, we are just starting with a black background and some text that says whatever word you want. This doesn't really matter right now because we're going to be using smart objects, so we can always go back and edit it later. But I just have Photoshop because, you know, that's the world we live in. Adrian says you look and talk like Carol Baskins. Well, she is my mom. So you got me there. Okay, so we have our text here, and I chose the typeface Cubano. I wanted something that was a little bit taller since we have this wider format so that it would fill up more of the space. And now we can turn this off for now, and we are going to bring in our texture. So let's go to File, Place Embedded, and let's find our texture. I think it's in my downloads. Nice. So this is in the starter files for all of you to download if you want to, but you could use your own texture. Maybe you have a blanket that you could kind of ruffle up, or some fabric. Even like your own clothing would work. Carol Baskin is your mom. Mallory, no. I was just kidding. I was just playing along with the bit. My mom is a lovely lady. All right, so I'm gonna place this here. Hit return to embed it. And there we go. We have our texture. Now to make a displacement map, you kind of have to do some pre-work. And by that, I mean you just have to save a file before you get started with it. So let's just save this. It's just our texture as a PSD. I'm gonna go to File, Save As, just save it on my computer. We will put it in our folder, and I'm just gonna say Live Displace. Wow, you were having a moment. You didn't think so. Oh, Mallory, I'm sorry. That was too sarcastic of me. Yeah, there are definitely some cool textures on Unsplash with no watermarks. So feel free to use those. Just make sure that you credit the artist if you post it anywhere. All right, so really important step. We are saving our texture as a PSD before we do anything. Okay? Saving our textures as a PSD. Cool. So we will go to Save. And now we can bring our text back in. So I'm gonna put my text layer on top. I'm gonna change my text color really quick just so you can see it a little bit better. Go with a classic Photoshop blue. Can you put the file in the library? You can totally add it to your own library. But if you want to download it, you would have to go to the landing page, click Get Started, and then you can download it from there. Cool, cool. So let's displace this text, shall we? Before we actually do any effects, I am going to maybe increase the levels of this so that the darks are darker and the lights stay light. So I'm just doing a levels adjustment layer, and I'm gonna drag this middle slider to the right a little bit. So we have some darker shadows while the highlights are staying bright. You could do that to even darken them up more. And there you go. So I'm gonna save that again as that PSD, so that our PSD has this update, our displacement map has the update. Okay, and now let's displace. So we're going to go to Photoshop the text, go to Filter, Distort, and Displace. It's right there, it's super easy. So again, Filter, Distort, and Displace, and we have our text selected. So this pop-up will appear if you're using text. It's either gonna ask you to rasterize the text so that it is just pixels and you can't edit it anymore, or convert to a smart object. I would recommend going to convert to a smart object so that if you want to change the word later, you can do that. So convert to smart object, and then you will get this menu where it has some default options. By default, it's actually 10 and 10. Here in the displacement map options for stretching to fit and tiling, we're just going to do stretch to fit. We don't need to tile because we don't have a ton of room around our text. And then for this, if we want to repeat edge pixels or wrap around, we don't want to wrap anything around because it's text. We want to keep it legible. So do repeat edge pixels, and hopefully this won't even come into play. All right. So click OK. And when you do that, you're going to be prompted to choose your map. So remember, we saved our PSD already, and it's just this. So this is going to be our map. We're going to click open, and there you go. So it uses the pixels from our saved PSD to kind of create this highs and lows, these highlights and shadows map to place our text on top of. So notice how the H kind of curves in where it gets darker and curves back out where it gets lighter. It's not actually creating anything in 3D. It's really just taking those light pixels versus dark pixels and making a bump map out of it. Okay, so this looks a little bit photoshopped right now because there's no blend between the fabric and the text. So let's change our blend mode. Here, we can go to maybe multiply. Now it really looks like it's printed on there. Ooh, this is cool. I like this. Jason says my audio is off. You look like a ventriloquist. Wouldn't it be the opposite? Wouldn't my mouth not be moving if I were a ventriloquist? Oh, there's a lag. I see, I see. And then you can play with other blend modes if you want to. This top group is probably the one that you want to stick with. Multiply looks good. Linear burn is good. It keeps those shadows nice and dark. Are they being displaced? Maybe. Okay, and so remember I mentioned that you could change the word if you wanted to. Well, let's just double click into our smart object here. What should we change the word to? Potato shop. Save it. Go back. There we go. I know I missed the O, but it wouldn't fit. And then we can go back here, change it again. Photoshop. Saved. And again, I'm just doing Command S to save, but you can go to File, Save, close that, and it will update here. Change the text color to red? Sure, I can do that. We could do that going into the smart object again, doing this, grabbing that, then Command S or Control S if you're on a PC to save it. Hey, that's pretty cool. So this is our word displaced on top of fabric, but how about when I showed you in the beginning, when I had it kind of floating on a dark background? Let's tackle that next. It's just another step past what we already have. So here we go. We have our word. All we're gonna do is drag our background layer on top. So there we go. And then we're gonna just do a clipping mask. We've done clipping masks multiple times in the last couple days. So we're going to hover in between our two layers, click to clip it, and maybe? I'm not sure what happened there. Did this happen yesterday too? Where it wasn't visible? Let me try again. Undoing, undoing. There we go, there we go. What if I duplicate it? Bring it up. Then clip it. Nice. Let's just delete that. Oops. And then turn that off. Oh, it's because this is not the right blend mode. I figured it out. Thank you, Sean. Isn't it fun to watch me struggle? Okay, so from here we can change the blend mode of our texture to show our red text. And now we have this cool, almost like pirate flaggy vibe. You could do this for branding if you have a new shop or a new brand that you're trying to make a header image for. This would be a sweet like Twitter header. You could have your handle up there. It's because you have the text layer on multiply. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, I couldn't do it without you. Okay, so let's do one final thing where maybe we add like a gradient to this. So it's not just this flat red. We'll go to our adjustment layers, click gradient, choose a new one. I'm digging, you know I always dig these two, but let's do this. Maybe we'll bring it up a little bit. Maybe we'll flip it so it's pink on top and red on the bottom. We could clip it and then change the blend mode. And then make sure our text is changed to white so that we can really see that blend mode nicely. Save it. And there we go. We have a nice gradient displacement map. Would it work on any sort of item? Steven, it should. What about items that aren't wavy like pillows or t-shirts? Yeah, so this is a really easy way to make mock-ups that are more realistic than actually like hand warping them. So you should definitely try it and see how realistic you can get it. I would recommend using as large of files as you can. So the previews that I provided for you are kind of low resolution, and that's why I really recommend that you use your own files or find larger ones like on Unsplash. So try those out, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. Let's do a linear burn. I'm gonna go to File, let's do a quick export, upload it onto Discord, and see what y'all think. Alrighty, do day 8, displace. Save. We don't have to change any of our export options. This is just a quick and dirty export to a simple PNG. Ooh, Tossif, this is cool. Wow, I like that. I wonder how you got those multiple blend modes. So this is actually a perfect example of a time that you could use a displacement map like on skin. And then you could place this marble texture so it would really kind of like warp into the dip of the hand here and into the dip of the thumb. That would be really cool. Okay, so let's update. Here, we're going to upload our work. Go to day 8, displace, PNG. My map. I'd like to make a whole series of different words or names. What should I do next? All right, and upload and see what you guys think. So again, Discord is open 24/7. It is free. Always, Orange Bandito, always. You're always in the wings waiting to hype me up. And if you want to join, the link is bit.ly/psdiscord. Right there. You can do it on your phone, on your desktop, or on your browser. Like, you don't even have to download anything. It can just be open on a web page, which is very, very handy. Let's go back to this. And let me know in chat, how many of you are on Discord? How many of you participate? 100% dank. Thank you. I'd say it's like probably 80%. It's getting there. 6 says, every time a new live starts, it shuts sound off and I miss the beginning sometimes. Oh no, that's a bummer. That seems like a bug that needs to be updated. So if we jump over into past challenge, we can see other people working on previous challenges. If you didn't know, these daily creative challenges are happening all the time and they run in 2-week segments. So a new one's going to be starting next Monday with a different host, with a different theme, learn new things. But this one is actually one that I did a while ago. This is cool. Yeah, so some glitch text from Mr. Zyle, I think. What is the challenge today? We made displacement maps, Cynthia. Very cool. You can always rewind or watch the replay to check it out. This is from Shirley. Oh, I remember this, the gradient map. Nice. Photoshop's so cool. You can make such good stuff. Judith says, love Discord and the great feedback from the community. Yes. Alyssa says, I need to catch up. Thank you, Kathleen. Sad it's ending tomorrow. I know, this has really flown by. It always does. I always say that, but it really has. Also, this is a little update for tomorrow. Since Adobe employees are not going to be working tomorrow, we are going to be pre-recording tomorrow's challenge. So I'll be doing that later today. So I will not be there live. I might watch live. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But just a heads up that that's going to be the case. Again, I said I was going to be uploading all of the projects on Behance during the challenge yesterday, kind of showing you some formatting tools and tips and tricks for Behance. And then we're going to be finishing up with one final challenge. Anybody have any guesses for what it's going to be? The last one's always a fun one. Before I leave y'all, I'm gonna leave the schedule up here for a moment so you can check out what else is gonna be happening today. So Paul started off the day with what's new in Illustrator. If you didn't know, we just got a bunch of updates for some cool apps like Illustrator and Photoshop. So you should definitely check out the What's New stream. You can watch the replay. If you haven't yet, XD also just got really awesome updates. We're finishing up the Daily Creative Challenge right now, and then Hank is going to be on for character design right after me. Hank is awesome. iPad Illustrator, really textural characters. Highly recommend that you stick around, and he's just a really nice guy. Then Andrew's going to be here for the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. His is wrapping up as well, so if you want to learn Illustrator as well, come back for that. Editorial design is happening at noon with Claudia and Giovanna from Print My Soul. That's awesome. And then Andrea is going to be also working on wrapping up her XD Daily Creative Challenge. Kyle's going to be here at 2:30 for a draw along. Super fun. I love these little short streams that Kyle does. It's perfect for kids if you have kids at home that are looking for something to do, or for adults too. Drawing is fun. And then the design off is happening with Voodoo Val and Aldo Crusher. That's awesome. This is such a good schedule for the whole day. Ted, why is Adobe off tomorrow? We are having the day off to further reflect on how we can be better allies and strive further for anti-racism in our country and in our company. So we are going to be spending some time doing that tomorrow. So we're not really off. It's a day for reflection and growth. So I'm looking forward to finishing up the challenge tomorrow. Come back for that and stick around for more streams right after me. If you guys have any questions, shoot them to me on Discord. It's going to be great. And stick around for Hank right after me. Thanks, guys. I'll see ya tomorrow. Recorded. Bye.